All right, Amber, all the focus right now is on kind of the calm before the storm right now. It is really going to get pretty cold over these next few days.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got some much more active weather on the way over these next couple of days. It's all going to start with some rain moving in tonight as a system makes its way into the Midwest. That does start as rain, but switches over to more wintry weather as we're rounding out the weekend and getting into the beginning of this next work week. We'll be breaking that down in just a second here, but first let's kick things off with your 13 weather ball. It's blinking bright. We've got rain in sight into tomorrow. It is also red. Warmer weather is ahead. Tomorrow is going to be quite a bit milder than we usually are this time of year and certainly warmer than today. This view is sponsored by LaFontaine Lincoln Grand Rapids. So here's what we've got as we're heading into the next 24 hours. Temperatures will warm from where they are right now, close to 50 degrees by tomorrow afternoon and evening. We are going to be seeing the chance for some rain moving in. And then during the overnight hours, we're also seeing the possibility for some freezing rain for some areas, especially as you're traveling further north and east of Grand Rapids. So here's what we're looking at. This is for the overnight hours specifically. Winter weather advisory that goes into effect 1 a.m. early Sunday morning, lasting throughout the morning and continuing until 1 p.m. for our Sunday early afternoon. That's going to be for Lake, Newaygo, Mecosta counties as you're getting closer to Big Rapids, up even into portions like Mount Pleasant. That's where we could end up seeing that possibility of about 1/10 of an inch of freezing rain accretion. Now, with that being said, it still looks like most of us are going to be seeing rain out of this as our temperatures will likely be still above freezing. Rain starts overnight after midnight, continuing into tomorrow morning. Here's that chance that we're seeing for some freezing rain that could be occurring, especially once again further north and east of GR. Now, as we're getting throughout tomorrow morning, temperatures warm back up, and that leaves us with rain throughout the day, but not just rain, also the potential for some thunderstorms. These would be non-severe thunderstorms, and we would expect those predominantly south of I-96. This continues throughout the afternoon and evening, a widespread soaking rainfall that continues throughout much of our Sunday. Starting to move out, tapering off a bit into Sunday evening. We're not done yet, but still, that's the end of the rain for right now, at least. Here is how much rain we're expecting between, I would say, 1/2 an inch up to 3/4 of an inch for many areas around Grand Rapids. Further south, though, closer to I-94, would not be surprised by many of you seeing over an inch of rainfall when all is said and done. After that, though, the rain moves out. It transitions over to snowfall instead, which is why the National Weather Service has issued a winter storm watch extending from early Monday morning throughout the rest of our Monday. And that's for most of our lakeshore counties, really all of our lakeshore counties, but extending a bit further inland through the US 131 corridor as well. So here's what we're seeing from that. Even though we have a bit of that break heading into the overnight hours, 1 a.m., that's when that watch kicks in. Temperatures drop down below freezing. We're seeing our first chance for some snow showers. Snow continues throughout the rest of the morning, more widespread to start the day, so the Monday morning commute looks to be the rougher one. But then throughout the rest of the day, a lot of that snow tapers off, and we see it become a lot more localized, instead forming into lake effect snow bands that will be lasting with us throughout the afternoon, tapering off into our Monday evening. But when all is said and done, we're looking between about 4 to 7 inches of snowfall along and west of US 131. Still wouldn't be surprised by some areas picking up even more than that. Even a widespread 1 to 4 inches still looks possible as you're traveling further inland, getting closer to Business 127. Now, it's not just the snow, it's also the wind. That's not something that we're dealing with so much tomorrow. It's Monday when things start to pick up. We're even looking at a high wind watch or a high wind warning that we're expecting. Now, we are looking at wind gusts that could be exceeding 50 miles an hour at times, especially along the lakeshore. That's where I do think that we could end up seeing some areas that get closer to the 60-mile-an-hour mark. So looking at that high wind watch, this is something that we're seeing especially for areas further inland at this time at very least, extending throughout the entirety of our Monday. So we're dealing with a couple of issues here throughout our forecast. Here's a look at your 13 on your side 7-day forecast, though. Now, highlighted in red is Monday there. Cold temperatures, snow, blustery winds. That's going to create quite an issue out on roadways, especially for the Monday morning commute. We could be seeing some blizzard warnings. We would not be surprised by that by any means. Even beyond that, though, lingering snow showers throughout Tuesday, Wednesday, and even into the beginning of 2026.